Yeah. But with that being said, though, like I said, you in Argentina, and the World Cup is going on.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I mean? And it just so happened that Argentina has made it to the final of the World Cup. They play Sunday, and I think they go against France.
Listen,
So it's
it's
gonna be a
gonna
good one. How
be
how is that?
it's gonna be mayhem here, bro. When I
I
say
was gonna say
mayhem,
how is that? How is the atmosphere? How's the vibes in Argentina right now?
it's the okay. Like being from the states, you see how people get for like football and Super Bowl and like baseball. It's nothing like when you're in a country where it's not just a state, they're self supporting their team. The whole country is supporting something. Like, I'm not no soccer fan. I only watch it just to be interactive with my teammates and stuff. But like they will shut down. Ain't no games going on. If we got a basketball game, it's getting rescheduled. Like ain't nothing going on, and they're winning. And then oh my goodness, Rashad, I went to go get something to eat inside the restaurant. They was like, "What? Restaurant's closed." I'm like, "This is the time." The city is dead. You hear me? The city is dead. Ain't nobody outside. Everybody's watching the World Cup. Everybody's just like so in tune. When I was doing some work, I think the last game they played, I actually fell asleep. I was doing some work and I fell asleep and I just heard just like loud bangs and I'm like, what's going on, bro? They had won. City was on fire. I did a video on my I put it on my other page and just recorded. Like, man, the city was just on fire. Everybody in the streets, and I'm not talking for like 30 minutes. Everybody hype. I'm talking about from like 7 till 2 in the morning. Horns, horns blazing, people up in the street. It's crazy. Like they really take this thing so serious. Like that's all this that soccer. I ain't gonna lie,
Mhm.
Messi fire. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah.
Like he really,
I was just about to say, and not only like they made it to the final, but y'all Argentina got like one of the goats, the greatest of all
yeah,
time, if
yeah.
not the greatest of all time. You know what I
Nah,
mean? So it's
Messi.
like, yeah, we don't know how much longer he's gonna do this thing for. So I know the country they definitely in a frenzy right now. I
Oh
can only
man,
imagine what's right
I am glad I'm
because
here. You know.
yeah, because I'm in England, and this is a big football slash soccer country too.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's so weird for me to say football. I
To
feel
be
like I
from
can't
the
say it with a
states, you
straight
say
face.
the whole world
It's
calls us
weird.
football. We
I
call it
love that
soccer.
USA chant. I don't know if you heard it, but that USA chant was like, "It's called soccer. It's
Nah,
called
I like
soccer."
that though. I
Yeah,
like that.
I like that one. I like that one. But what I was about to say, like, it's a blessing that you in a different country, and that's one of the beauties of like
Hmm.
this job. You know what I mean? Like, because like I said, I'm over in England, and then last year, it was the Euro final, so like basically all the European teams compete, and like see who wins. The football championship for Europe,
Right.
and England had made it to the final.
Oof.
Or yeah, they made it to the final, and I remember going to the semifinal game, and they
Man.
played against Denmark, bro. And out here, pubs it's like bars. We got bars back in the states, but pubs out here are like the
Hmm.
main place where people get messed up, have a good time, get drunk, and have some drinks and stuff. So I definitely wanted to go into a pub and get that British, that English
Experience.
vibe, and bro, it was just lit, bro. Like like you said, you're not even a fan of soccer,
You're
but
right.
just being around the people, just hearing people
Man.
go crazy, just like what I mean, the whole shebang, the whole atmosphere, the whole combination, of everything. It was just like, damn, bro, it's pretty lit, bro. I like this, man.
Like, okay, so like we're done. We're pretty much done for the rest. Like the team, everybody goes on a break. Like we're done. We got like 2 or 3 more practices, and everybody goes on like the Christmas break. But there's like a spot here in the city. I saw it in the newspaper, like where everybody goes and they put it like on a big jumbotron where they're watching the game. I'm going. You feel me? I'm going because, like you say,
Mm-hmm.
bro, you don't understand the experience of the whole country behind one thing.
Facts.
Like
Facts.
that is just it's just a different type of feeling, different types of vibe. Because it's like now everybody's on one accord. Everybody's cheering for one thing. No matter what city you go into, it don't matter where at, everybody is on one accord and they all rooting for the same thing. Which is kinda it's a
Mm.
good thing for them, but it's kind of like messed up for us. It just shows the separation from America because like the only time we ever get on something that's trying to get on one accord is when something negative happens. Somebody gets shot.
Mm.
Somebody's trying to make, you know what I'm saying? The World Trade Center, now the whole world is trying to be together. Like, when are we going to find something that brings us together to just be happy and joyful and support? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's the
And that
cultural differences. That's
nah, you right. Nah, that's really the beauty of sports and the whole like what the beauty of the whole World Cup doing is bringing people like not only in their country together and like making making people realize like we all just won. You know what I mean? We need to
right,
settle our
man.
differences. We need to stop worrying about all this petty stuff we worry about. And you know what I mean? It's just like uh yeah, it's we just do much more when we unify and team up together.
That's a great feeling,
And
bro.
we just achieve a lot more as a human race when we just stop saying like I don't care about your skin tone, I don't care about you not having the same belief system as me. Let's find a common ground. Let's see beyond that. You know what I mean? Let's work together because you know it's a bigger purpose than what I feel is right and what you feel is right. You know what I mean? We got to shake this
We can
world.
have a common ground, bro. There's always a common ground. That's why it's called common ground.
Yeah,
We all
yeah,
can find that do it, but we just choose not to. And it is good to find to
yeah.
go. You know, sometimes to just get that separation. Sometimes, like as much as I love the states and I love being at the crib, you want to get away from all that negativity sometimes. It's good to sometimes just be
Mhm.
walking down the street and you just see everybody cheering and happy. And like people just look at you different. They don't even know you. Hey, can I take a picture with you? You just look, you know what I'm saying? You're different, you know. I never get that at the States. Never. They would never come up to me like, hey, you look like you do something very beneficial. Can I take a picture with you? I don't know who you are. You know, I feel like I should take a picture of you. You just look like an all right guy. Oh, sure, of course. I
Nah,
love that. You know?
nah. I, that was another part in like the book, or another one of my books I read, and they were just saying how beneficial travel can be. You know what I mean? And like you said, like we fortunate to like play in different countries, not just in one country, but we might go to one continent, then go to the next continent. So we've seen so many cultures, and of course, all the cultures aren't the same as how it is in America, but they
Mm-hmm.
still get along
Yeah.
and they function just fine. So it kind of lets you know, like, you can live many different ways and harmonize and be in
Yeah.
peace with each other. So, like, but the thing about the States is just like sometimes we so far shut off from other cultures and what the rest of the world doing that it could be a negative thing for us. You know what I mean?
It
Because
is,
like
man. I feel,
almost every basketball player that I met that hooped overseas, they always have an adjustment coming from the States to wherever it could be, whether it be like Luxembourg in Europe or Uruguay in South America, or even like an English speaking country like England and Australia is still an adjustment.
What's up, guys? I just dropped my new ebook, 6 Must-Have Steps to Be an Overseas Basketball Player. You know, I've been playing for the last 9 years. I got all the steps and the traits that you need to start your journey with networking, with getting a mentor, all the things that you need to start your journey to be a protege. So go get that ebook, click the link in the bio, and make sure you get your steps to being that overseas pro one day. Let's go.
And it's
mm-hmm.
just cause like I just say that it's just tough for Americans because we just so shut off. Like I remember growing up, I mean, we growing learning about different countries in history class and geography. And I'm like, bro, I'm never going there, and I probably would never relate to them. Why are we learning about this? You know what I mean? And like, I'm thankful I learned about it now, but
Oh,
at the
man.
time, it just ain't make sense to me. But I don't know, America,
We gotta
we got a
change
lot
our
of growing to
ways.
do.
Yeah, we gotta change our ways, bro. Because I actually did an interview with one of my old friends before that. He was the guy that he actually got 9 championships. He had just won his ninth. We did an interview. Y'all go check that out on my page, Arnold Thoughts Podcast. It's called Goat Talk with my boy Jonathan Rodriguez. And then I asked him, I was like, if you could give like some advice to, athletes or whoever want to start the game, and that's what he said. Being able to adjust. You got to be able to adjust to the new situations and new teams and countries that you go to. They're not going to adjust to you. You got to learn to adjust to them because they're from here. This is all they know. And us as Americans, we have, or English speaking country, we have the hardest time adjusting. We just think that I'm King Tut, like y'all supposed to bow down to me or what. I'm like, no, that's not. How do you tell somebody that? You're talking about
Exactly.
centuries of cultures of people being a certain way, and you're just gonna come in here and just act like I'm better than you, and I'm finna just come up here. I'm finna come in your house and kick your things over, put my feet up. Yo, Dave Chappelle, yo, hey, just do that to your spouse, like to your place. Like you can't have that type of mindset. You gotta have an open mindset and just change the way you think and learn to just be a chameleon and just adjust to everything. We got to break free of that closed mindset. It's a better life. It just really is
Yeah.
a better life. Like you were
I
saying.
remember you talked about that on a podcast we did a couple weeks ago, like saying like just how you got to be successful to playing overseas, and then I think I answered with like your biggest one, you gotta adjust, man, and not only that, you gotta adjust quickly,
Quick.
because you know, yeah, they don't do things the same way as we do in the States, but hey, what you gonna do? It is what it is. We win their country. And then on top of that, it's like, they ain't got the same food,
Yes, we are.
uh
Yeah.
the whole demographic is just different, you know what I mean? But if you really love the game and if you really try to like continue, being a basketball player for a long time, you best adjust. Because if you don't, they gonna send you home.
You're gonna be on
And
quick, and you don't want to have that
yeah.
situation. Like we got a new guy that just came to our team, right?
Mhm.
He been on the team before, and one of the things the coach asked him was like, "Hey, why did you get cut from the last team?" This was like over a year ago, and he was like, "Bro, I didn't even get cut. I had like a shoulder injury that I had to leave." But it just goes to show like how hard it is and how just one thing can come back around, and they're questioning you about it from a year
Mhm.
ago from a situation that you didn't even have any control of. So for the younger guys who can adjust and then you get cut, well, he really couldn't adjust to here. If this guy was luckily he was an MVP of the league before in this league in the first division, so he got pulled and he played for the team for 2 years, so he got pulled. But if you're a new team, a new athlete, a new player trying to come in, you're in your first and second year in, why'd you leave the team? What happened with that last situation? Oh, this no. You know what? We're not even gonna waste our time with this, that, and the third. And that's a real thing.
Mhm.
You gotta really, like I said,
For sure.
for me, that happened with me with a job. I had a job, good one. They asked me something from 8 years ago. I didn't get a job from 8 years ago that I had nothing to do with it. I'm not even gonna say that. I'm gonna take full accountability for everything that happens with me. If it didn't happen, it didn't happen. But they still brought that up. And if I didn't have one, you know what I'm saying, I had such a great resume and worked so hard to keep my resume up to par, that could be to make a break from you even making it or getting another job in the future. So that's really something
Yeah.
to take into account.
Facts. Facts. Big facts. And we talk about adjusting, and you say you're over in Argentina. What's it like playing in a country with a language barrier?
I okay, like in my book, yeah, y'all go pick up my book, 6 Must-Have Traits to Become an
Yeah,
Overseas
go ahead.
Basketball Player. You
Say it
definitely
one more time, bro. I cut you off.
6 must-have traits to become an overseas basketball player. Like I wrote this book. This
Go
book,
get that thing. Go get that
go
thing.
get that. Go get that. Link is in my bio on both of them. Go on my page. Go click it. go cop that book if you really want to play this game of overseas basketball, because I really wrote that from the heart to really just because I want to give back and want people to understand like just a little bit of things that you need to do just to even just survive this game, you know. And language barrier is one of the things that I talk about. You know, getting a mentor like me and Deuces, y'all, we literally are assigning ourselves as y'all mentors to help y'all understand like language barrier. That's a real thing. You know, not being able to communicate with cats, that is a real thing. For me, I had just something in me just told me, hey, maybe you should start learning Spanish. Just start learning Spanish. So I picked up an app, Duolingo, and just started just learning Spanish, you know, just practicing it 10, 15 minutes a day. And you'll be surprised how fast 5 years go by. And now you're fluent enough to speak the language. And you'll be surprised how much further that gets you along in life, being able to communicate. Not even just in this country, but like I be getting caught in the airport sometimes with just random people, and they just come up to me and just start speaking Spanish. I guess it's maybe because I got the blonde hair, they think I'm Dominican. I guess I don't know. I guess they think I'm a poppy. They think I'm a poppy or something like that. Probably, I guess so. So they just come and it's just like I helped the lady get her past like her situation with a flight because I just could speak the language. So not being able to speak, it takes you so much further. Like that disconnect from your teammates. Hey, I need to tell you something. I need you to communicate something to you, but I can't really communicate it to you. I can't go in the middle of the game and pull out Google Translate. Read this. You know what I'm saying? And adjust. That language barrier is because you gotta think about it. What are we doing right now? We're communicating. Y'all listening through our communication, our ability to translate what we're talking to you guys so you can understand and fully grasp what we're saying. If you can't do that with the people that you're spending 6, 7, 8 months with, it's gonna be a tough time. Can't even order the food that you want to get. You can't explain, hey, I don't want the rice, I want the pasta with this. You know, just that. And especially like for me, I'm vegan. So just to explain how I want to eat my food and the things that I need to eat properly, just being able to communicate that to them, because I don't know what it is. Yeah, maybe it's in South America. I don't know what it is, but they don't know what vegan is. You know, I be like a vegan.
You don't you don't see vegan stuff out there?
They have vegan stuff out here, but okay. If you go to the crib and you say vegan or plant-based, yeah, there's too many names. It's too many
Yeah, it
names.
is too many names.
I don't eat
Yeah,
meat.
I'm tired of that.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't eat meat. I don't eat
Yeah.
cheese. I don't eat eggs. I don't eat fish. I don't eat chicken. So when I be like, vegano, I'm vegan, they be like, so you want some fish? No, I don't eat that. Chicken? It's happened so many times. Chicken? No, I don't eat that. I don't want that. Bring me a big thing of cheese on the side. I don't want the cheese. Okay? Yo no quiero queso, por favor. No quiero queso. Please don't bring me no cheese. Like, their food will have cheese on the food that you're ordering because it's just so natural for them. But if I'm not able to communicate with that, I'll never eat what I'm trying. It won't work. So that language barrier is off the court and on the court.